want the bathroom clean. If the bathroom's not clean, I can't take a bath and relax myself. I'm not gonna be able to have a good time. So what can you do as a partner? You can make sure the bathroom's clean. Make sure it's in good shape before your wife or girlfriend comes home so she can relax a little bit. Massages, where the kids would be. To get her in that mentality of like, hey, we're gonna have fun. We're all in a safe space. There's nothing to worry about. Let's have a good time. What's up, world? Welcome to another episode of Nerdy Dating. I am your host, Zakka. What is Nerdy Dating? It is a relationship advice podcast from a viewpoint of a nerd. If you have a friend, family member, somebody who is going through some relationship issues and they want to have a third party break down their situation, let me know. Please put them in the comment section or send them my way and I'll answer their situation on the podcast. Also, please continue to like, please continue to share, please continue to get the podcast out to everybody. I really appreciate y'all. Thank y'all so much. Now, let's go and get into today's topic, which is a book by the author Emily Nagoski, PhD, called Come As You Are. I'm going to pretty much give 3 tips that I took away from this book as a viewpoint of a man reading it, because I think this book is helpful for significant others to understand how your partner might think about sex. So the subtitle of this is "The Surprising New Science That Will Transform Your Sex Life" is the underlining thing regarding the book here. So before I hop into it, Emily Nagoski, she is an award-winning author of the New York Times best-selling Come As You Are and the Come As You Are workbook, and co-author with her sister Amelia of New York Times bestseller Burnout: The Secret to Unlocking the Stress Cycle. She began her work as a sex educator at the University of Delaware, where she volunteered as a pure sex educator while studying psychology with minors in cognitive science and philosophy. She went on to earn an MS in counseling and a PhD in health behavior, both from Indiana University, with clinical and research training at the Kinsey Institute. Now she combines sex education and stress education to teach women to live with confidence and joy inside their bodies. And like the first part of this book is pretty much about like how the woman's vagina, how all that work. And to me, I've read enough books about, the women's anatomy and men's anatomy where I was like, okay, this first chapter is kind of like, yeah, I get it. They're pretty much the same thing. They just work different ways. But other than that, like, they're the same thing. Just one's inside, the other side is the outside of it. It's like, okay, cool. The nerve endings and everything. But the next couple of chapters, like about arousal, about desire, and about stress and everything, what really lit me up. So, as in like a good way, like I was engaged. Like this book gives men an insight on like why some women are not able to like just freely throw around sex like how men are. A lot of it is cultural. Ladies are told from like day one, like they should protect their bodies and they shouldn't be a sexual fiend or shouldn't like sex. A sexual fiend, like men are sexual fiends. But anyway, they shouldn't like sex because, it's nasty. You're not looking at good light if you have sex, and all this such and such, like this negative connotation onto sex as you're growing up. And then once you become of age, 18, or get married, then you become a sexual deviant in the bedroom and all this stuff because you supposed to please your partner versus enjoying sex for yourself. And media says like this is what sexy looks like. If you don't look this way, then you're not gonna be sexually approached, or people won't go for you because you don't have the right body type and don't look the right weight and stuff like that. Like this book breaks down a lot of that mentality that culture puts on sex, and especially on sex for the women's side of things. Like as a lady reading this book, I think you'll get a lot out of it too, because you learn like how to treat yourself with grace, how to appreciate your body, how to love who you are, which I think is very, very important. Also that you're normal, that if you don't have a high sex desire, that it's not a bad thing for you. That's a good thing. You're normal. If you have a low sex desire, if you have a high sex desire, it's a good thing. It's not bad at all. You're normal as well. So it's just understanding who you are as a person and understanding you are you, and you control your sexual lifestyle. Like, you control your sexual life. Like, you control that. You're in control of that, ladies. And don't let culture tell you you can't enjoy things, because that's not their right to tell you that. It's your right to understand who you are and what you want from your body. So I love that, like, as a perspective from reading it from a guy perspective about how, like, ladies and how cultural just force women in a different way, in different light when it comes to sex. But as far as the man side of things, some things I took out of it, which as a partner to a lady, like how you want to better, if she's not having a good time and not getting there to get to like sexually, active, or don't want to be sexually active, and every time you want to, she wants to, but she's just not in the mood kind of situation, how to help her get there is, one, understanding that there's something called accelerators and brakes. Brakes could be stress. It could be life events going on. It could be, a new child is in the way, like a new kid's born, and all these are like something that like pretty much not allowing her to be relaxed and be in her element to be in sexy time. And this book kind of gives you an idea from a guy's perspective, give you an idea like, okay, you ready to go. You're like, okay, I'm ready. I come home from work. I'm ready to, get it on my wife, my girlfriend. But then you're trying to, get your, go to your wife and like, hey, you want to do something? You want to have some sex? You want to go have some fun? And she's like, no, I'm not in the mood. I'm not in the mood. Well, she's been working all day with the house, or working herself, getting home, and then the house is dirty, stuff like that, which is stressors and breaks that prevent her from getting to the point where like she's in the mood to relax. So what can you do as a partner? You can make sure the dishes are done. You can make sure the house is clean. Make sure this is tidy. Make sure she don't have anything to worry about, versus just being in the moment and being present so she can, enjoy sex. Another thing, it talks about like how sex shouldn't be painful. Like if she's feeling some kind of discomfort, stop. Like understand, like, hey, ask her how she feel, and also make sure that she comes along. So that's one thing that came out of accelerators and brakes. So accelerators is like, no limits. She's free to be herself. She's ready to go. She's ready to ride. Like there's nothing to get in the way of stuff. And brakes is like, brakes could be something that's cultural. It could be that, I was told for that you're not supposed to do this for sex, not supposed to have fun with it. I was told it is what it is. Like it's kind of breaking down those barriers and breaking down those walls and like helping her be her most relaxed state and her most sexual state, which it could be as simply as, hey, the trash has to be taken now before I can feel relaxed and be able to, have a good time. I want the bathroom clean. If the bathroom's not clean, I can't take a bath and relax myself. I'm not gonna be able to have a good time. So what can you do as a partner? You can make sure the bathroom's clean. Make sure it's in good shape before your wife or girlfriend comes home, so she can relax a little bit. Massages, whatever the case would be, to get her in that mentality of like, hey, we're gonna have fun. We're all in a safe space. There's nothing to worry about. Let's have a good time. Versus guys, we can shut that off. We don't like, okay, the dish is dirty. All right, well, I'm still ready to get it on. It is what it is. The house not clean. Okay, I'm ready to get it on. Heck, I had a long day at work, but I'm still down to get it on. Most men would be like, I'm down to get it on, unless you're just dead tired. So that was one thing, accelerators and brakes. 2, desire style. So there's spontaneous desire, and there is responsive desire. So a spontaneous desire, where everybody thinks desire should be. You should be able to hop on and get ready to go at all times. Like, oh, sex should be spontaneous, should be ready to go. Responsive means you did something, it made her feel good, or she did something, it made you feel good, and now you're in the mood to get it on. Now, she gave a story of a family who husband and wife wasn't getting on, and what they did to get there was like, all right, let's book a hotel room, let's have somebody take care of the kids, make sure the house is straightened up, ready to go, and let's just go enjoy the night. Don't care how it goes, don't put pressure on it. And because they got rid of they got the kids, taken care of, because they got out of the house, not get rid of the kids, but kids taken care of, got out of the house, they was able to let their guards down. She was able to, get comfortable and take a shower and relax state. So therefore, she was able to just be herself and be that moment that she really wanted. It wasn't spontaneous. It was built up over time, and responsive because they got rid of, the daily things of life for a moment to have a good time. And that's what caused them to have sex at night. It was doing things that led up to sex, which That's a certain kind of desire. You have to do something to lead up to a certain desire. If the person's like have this block and this, how to get that, walls to come down a little bit. And then the third one that I took away from this, and this is for all men, I think we should know and understand that, help your lady out. Help your lady out. So 2/3 of women do not come from penetration when we're having sex. Do not come from penetration. Is 2/3 of women don't come from that. So with that in mind, you have to do other things to make sure your lady come. So you're going to orgasm pretty much. You're going to come. You're going to orgasm as a guy. 9 times out of 10, 7 to 9 times out of 10, you're probably going to come from penetration or just penetrating. But for her, it's not going to be the same. You have to help her out, whether that could be using your hands, using your mouth, using certain parts of your body to get her to that level of orgasm. Talk to her, see how she likes certain things, how like certain movements. Let her guide you to that. So as guys, don't be selfish when it comes to that, because you're thinking about yourself when it comes to, sexy time. She, over time, is probably not going to be happy to have a good time, because for her it's just gonna be like doing a chore. Like, you get to come and that's it, you get the orgasm and that's it, versus you as a partner, as a male partner, getting her to come with you. To me, I think the lady should orgasm first and then the guy. So get her to come a few times and then you can come later on. But make sure she's taken care of and help your partner out. If you do not do that, then you'll find yourself probably in a situation where she's not looking forward to have sex. She's like, why we don't have sex anymore? Because she doesn't get pleasure out of it. She's not getting anything out of it. And this book also helps ladies understand that sex should be pleasurable for you too. It shouldn't be just to do something or a chore for somebody else. You should also have a good time with sex. And I like this book. So let's go over the 3 things I took out of it. 1, accelerators and brakes. Brakes stop you from getting to the mode. It stop you from getting into the mood. It stop you from getting to sexy time. Accelerators what allowed you to get there. Brakes in this book has a whole bunch of different examples of brakes and accelerators. It can be something that's life, work, the house not being clean, your cultural thought processes on it, and like how a woman should be, which don't let culture tell you what you should be. Be who you are. And as a guy, you got to help your lady get over those brakes, or kind of get off the brakes and allow the accelerators to go through. And wherever that looks like for her, it could be a clean house, it could be taking her out for dinner, it could be wherever it is that she likes to get comfortable and get into that, that sexy time mentality. Help her get there. Number 2, desire style. So you have spontaneous desire and responsive desire. Most people go with both, but a lot of people also have responsive desire, which means you have to do certain things to get your partner into the mood as well. You just can't, like, bam, we're all see each other, we're spontaneous, and we're gonna just let it rip and get over it, turn clothes off after a long day at work. No, it might have to be, make sure the food is cooked, make sure the stuff is done, make sure the chores are all out the way before you guys can get it on. And then number 3, help your lady out. 2/3 of women come not from penetration. 2/3 of women do not come from penetration. So as a gentleman, you have to make sure your lady orgasm before you. Ask her how she likes certain things. Ask her how she wants to be done versus your hands, fingers, mouth, whatever the case may be, to make sure that she comes first, or orgasm first. And then when that happens, you make sure she comes first every time. She can look more forward to having sexy time, because it's not just you getting all the treatment, she's getting that treatment too. So those are the 3 things I took from Come As You Are. I think this book is definitely a great book to read. The first chapter was kind of tough for me because I read about human anatomy and how men and women's body are kind of different, but they're the same as far as comes to nerve endings and stuff like that, that nature. But the back half of this book I thought was really, really great. And I think everybody should definitely pick this book up to read and just read a couple of chapters out of it. It's a great book, a really strong book. I recommend it. All right, TikTok reaction time. So this first video here is from Hollywood. She says, or somebody actually asked her a question. She responded to this. Do you think men can't be just friends with women? Curious. And she actually asked a question with this. So let's go ahead and see what she has to say.
And I get asked this question all the time in real life and on social media. So someone help me out here. In my opinion, I don't think there is any need for a male to be friends with a female if they're in a relationship. In that relationship, the woman should be fulfilling every need that he has. If she's not, he's either settling or he's using her, in my opinion. But my opinion's right. In my opinion, I see a man with a lot of female friends. I see it as an insecurity, and his attractiveness goes down a few notches. So each time a man says, oh, she's just a friend, it's the ick. That's the ick for me. Because men are natural born leaders, and they should be able to think for themselves, make decisions on themselves, and just be them, you know? So I've met a guy before, this was years and years ago, but some guy was like talking about me to another woman, and he accidentally screenshotted this conversation to me. And I said, why are you talking to another woman about me? And he said, oh, well, I needed some advice on what you meant about this. And I said, well, if you needed some clarification on something that I said, you probably should have just asked me. And I think he was testing me a little bit, and it didn't fly. It didn't work. So if he needs to go to that woman for advice, then hopefully he ended up with her. He probably didn't, because she could see the red flags. But yeah, if any man needs advice, if that's the excuse that, oh, I'm friends with her because she gives me good advice, yeah, okay, then go be with her. I understand that there are friendships that are lifelong. You know, me personally, some of you know that I moved around a lot, so I wasn't blessed with like lifelong friends to grow up with like that, so I don't understand that dynamic. But I can understand like if you grew up as neighbors and things, but even then, there's typically a history there of something, you know what I mean? I can only speak from a woman's perspective. For a woman being single, you know, we need somebody that's going to be platonic and not make a move on us every chance they get, to make sure that we're okay. If we don't have a father or brother around, we need someone to just kind of be there if our car breaks down, or to pick up our washer and dryer if it breaks, you know, things like that. So women need some muscle every now and then. And typically, like for me, I'm not going to ask a guy that's in a relationship for help to come to my house. I'm going to ask a single friend, hey man, my washer broke, can you come help me pick this up? Some women completely disregard the relationship, and they'll say, oh, well, we're just a friend. Why is she being so jealous? Like, come on. That's just so disrespectful, and it's a reflection of these people. You know what I'm saying? So, yeah, my question is, what is the need for a man to be friends with a female if he's in a relationship, besides the obvious? Because for what I think is, he's either keeping her on the back burner in case something goes wrong with his current girl, or he's using the current girl to triangulate and make him look better for the just friend. And the just friend, you know, maybe didn't see them in that light before, and then they bring around this new chick or whatever, and it changes the perspective of them a little bit. So ladies, be careful, because men will use you. I gotta be careful of this as well. Oh, that pizza looks so good. Anyway, that's my question. Why does a man need to be friends with a female if he's in a relationship? Leave some comments. Stay healthy out there. I get asked this question all the time.
Okay. So, why does a man need a female friend if he's in a relationship? To me, it's like, why does a man need a female friend if he's in a relationship? Sometimes it's okay to get a different perspective from somebody who's not the same gender as you, who doesn't think the same way as you, who will like, well, hey, this is what happens, you know, from a female perspective. This is that thought process of it. Now, she says if your lady you're dating doesn't give you, you know, everything. It's not your everything. You're dating your boyfriend or your boyfriend, girlfriend, husband, wife, whatever the case would be, and that person's not fulfilling your every need, fulfilling everything for you. Then, you know, that person's using you. You can't be everything to You can't not be everything to somebody. You can't. You're just not gonna be able to hit somebody's every single need. You're not gonna be able to be that person's, you know, every little detail, every little thing, and you shouldn't try to force yourself into that mentality, because that's just not going to be healthy for you, because you feel like you're not going to ever be enough for that partner, because you think that like you have to be their everything and hit every little thing that they're into, that they're doing, and that they're about. And if they can't, you know, you guys can't be together on every little details, it's not going to work out. You can't do that. Like I can tell you right now, if the guy she's dating was into sports, and she's not into sports, is she gonna be everything for him? No. She's not gonna be his everything. She's not gonna fulfill that need of that sports need that he gets when he talks to his guy friends. They ain't guys, talk to his friends who are sports. It can be guys, girls, whatever the case would be, who are into sports, and everybody's cheering for the game and talk about the game and all the interactions. She's not be able to relate to him on that level. She's not hitting that need. Or she's gonna just drop the relationship because this dude is a good dude, but because the fact they don't relate on sports is that she's gonna drop? I don't believe so. So I don't think a partner on guy or girl, whoever it is, I don't think you guys can be everything to your partner. It's just not, you're not going to hit every single need they have. As far as a female friend, your lifelong friends just don't drop off because you got into a relationship. They don't. You just don't get rid of your friends who've been there for 10 plus years. Just like, oh, I'm in a relationship now, so I'm just going to say goodbye to you. I can't talk to you anymore because, my significant other doesn't like the fact that I have a friend of a significant of the other sex. That's not how friendship works. Friends, you can be friends with anybody of the opposite sex, and as long as everybody respect each other's boundaries, nobody trying to make a move on each other, you guys are good. Now, you should respect your partner enough and trust your partner enough so your partner, your partner won't do something like that, and your partner shouldn't disrespect you enough to go mess with their friend while you're in a relationship with you. That's just disrespectful too. But the whole thing that you gotta be somebody's everything is not a good mindset to have there. And then as far as the guy that she was talking to who went to the lady and showed the lady like, hey, this was the how I was thinking. We probably got to a discussion or something, and her perspective probably didn't line up with his perspective, and they probably debating about it. So he went to go get, like, maybe I was in the wrong here. Maybe I am not thinking correctly on this. Let me get another lady's thought process and see, oh, this was, oh, okay, I see where the lady's perspective is, because maybe she wasn't communicating well enough where he felt like, heck, I don't think, this is a good conversation to have right now. Let me go talk to somebody who can give me a better idea of this. I remember one time I said something to somebody said I was being misogynistic, and I was like, I don't think I am. I'm being accused of, but let me tell them, as a friend of mine who's a female, say, hey, is this a misogynistic situation? Am I being misogynistic? And there was like, I asked multiple friends actually who are females. They're like, no, Ali, you wasn't being misogynistic in this point. Like, you actually are okay. I was like, all right, thank you. I just thought it was odd. I didn't think that was a misogynistic moment. Like, so on that perspective, give you an idea, maybe, from the guy's brain that you're thinking a certain way. It's like, oh yeah, this is actually not the healthy way to think about something. But another lady can give you that idea, like, who's also trusting of you, who cares about your relationship, like, will not step over your relationship boundaries. Be like, yeah, no, this is what it is. Now, as far as like, you know what emotional cheating is. You know what your boundary for emotional cheating. And that right there, that's different. But just as far as having a conversation, an open conversation with somebody that is of the opposite sex is fine. And the fact that he showed you the messages too, which means he's open enough to trust you with it. Yeah, that's, to me, the fact that you got upset at him for that is kind of more of a red flag on my part, where you're like, he showed you the messages. He said, like, I need a different perspective. Now, I guess I get it. Like, he could have asked her to elaborate, like, hey, what do you mean by that? Can you break that down for me so I can understand better? That's another healthy way to have that conversation versus going to somebody else and getting the viewpoint of it. But I definitely understand where he was coming from. As a guy, to have a friend of the opposite sex, if I respect my relationship and respect my relationship boundaries, and I know my boundaries are my friendship boundaries, I won't put myself in a situation to even be, jeopardize my relationship with my friends. I wouldn't do that. I know my friendship boundaries are. I know what my relationship boundaries are. Why would I risk that? And that's another thing, is setting boundaries, having boundaries. And yeah, trust your partner. You can't worry about, oh, my partner going to run off with his friend. Partner going to sleep with his friend. Partner going to do this. You can't worry about that. If you worry about that, you're worried about the wrong things in the relationship, because you will always be trying to find the like, oh, this is it. This is the moment. This is the moment. This is the moment. He's cheating. He's cheating. You're always gonna try to be on the lookout for that, versus just let your relationship have fun, enjoy it. Does this person match your boundaries, match your needs and wants? Does this person, hit what you want in a relationship? Does this person hit what you want in a partner? If they do, go for it. If they don't, then all right, move on to the next one. But don't try to put it on, oh, well, he has girlfriends and friends that are girls, so therefore, we're not gonna work together. It's how he acts. How's the reaction are? If he's spending more time with his ladies' friends than he is with you, that's a situation that you might want to look into. Like, I don't feel comfortable in a relationship. I don't want somebody who, spending, 80% of his time with his girls that are friends. I don't like that. He should shift a little bit of that. He can still hang out with his lady friends, still do things with them, but like it should be spending 80-20 with you, 80% with them and 20% with you. That's odd. That'd be odd. But just to say like, hey, I need a different perspective on something, especially if your perspective, you come to you and you're thinking like, I'm right regardless. And you're like, well, that's not always the truth. You're not always right. It's okay to be like understanding that you can be wrong sometimes. But yeah, so that's why I understand. She's like, well, I don't step over that boundary. I don't ask if a guy becomes a friend, gets in a relationship. I just completely disappear. You're gonna lose friendship. But you did say you move around though, so that's her thing. But as far as overall, but why guys continue to have friendship with ladies even though they're in a relationship? Because those friends been there for years, and those dudes respect their friendship, respect their relationship. They know their boundaries. They're not gonna sit there and try to hook up or hit on their partner, their friend who is not their partner, and disrespect their relationship. They are trusting their friend. They trust themselves. They're not trying to hook up with every woman underneath the sun. And they want to be in a relationship with you. And the guy doesn't want to be in a relationship with you, he'll tell you that he doesn't want to be in a relationship. But as far as that goes, yeah, because their friends have been there. They just don't go away because you're in a relationship. That's not how that works. And if you value your friendship, you just don't let your friends down. You don't do that. Don't do that. All right, next video here. This is from Kate J. Gooders. She goes, I have a question for men. Generally curious, so let's see what you have to say.
I have a question for men, like genuinely. So, the things that women see in men as a partner, we're like, oh, I wish I had that. It's normally like if a guy makes an effort for occasions like birthdays, if he's honest and like not shady with his phone, if he doesn't like lots of girls' pictures and he's like understands why that's an issue. So these are the things that we see and we're like, yeah, he gets it. What are the things in a woman where a man's like, wow, his wife, like, she gets it? Because the only things I can think of are things that make the man's life easier to lie or like be lazy. For example, she doesn't expect much for her birthday. She doesn't expect romance. She doesn't check up on me if I've not come home for 2 days. But I'm cynical. So, like, what actually are the things when you see it in a woman partner for someone else? You think, that's what I want. That's all.
He's just curving it off like that. Remember, the camera died.
So I have a question for.
So the things that pretty much she thinks like it makes it easier for a man lie to be lazy. What we look for in a partner is somebody who adds peace to our life. I've said that before. I'll say it again. Somebody who adds peace. Somebody who brings in fun times. Somebody who brings goofiness, but also somebody who's willing to be nurturing, and somebody who's willing to be kind and considerate and allow us to be ourselves and allow us to be open and honest and doesn't judge us. We want somebody to, when we look for a partner, we're looking for somebody that we can have fun with. Somebody who won't be like, are you going to do that? You're going to go watch the sports game? You're going to be playing a video game? You're going to be doing X, Y, and Z? You're going to be doing that? I roll. We don't want somebody who judges us for us just existing. We want somebody who accepts us, who wants to grow with us. And also, let's say we want somebody to like go hang out with and have fun. We want somebody to add value to our life, to add peace and value to life. We don't want somebody to come in and disrupt the things that we're doing, because in that case we're just better off being single. Like, we don't want somebody to come in and be like judge us for us existing, for judging us for doing things. We want a partner who be willing to give us hugs and kisses and hold us when we're down, and pick us up when we get down. But just like how we're gonna do the same for you, a guy should be picking up a lady too, and hold her up as well, not just one way. We want somebody who communicates with us. We want somebody who is a good time, but also knows when to like, hey, let's be serious and let's go ahead and get this resolved. We want somebody who's strong. We want somebody who is family oriented too. We want to have a family. We want somebody who's family oriented. We don't want to have family. We at least want somebody who has that camaraderie and that companionship. We want somebody who wants those same things. And yes, men, you know, most men will say you also want somebody who's, you know, a fun sexual partner who, you know, likes to have sex, who likes to do stuff. Even if we're not as, you know, we don't have a high sex drive in a sense. Even, you know, we don't want somebody like have a high sex drive, but we do like that as well. We want to have sex. We want to be desired by our partner. We want our partner to want us like we want them. That's another thing we want. But we don't want to be put down all the time. We don't want negativity all the time. We don't want to be, you know, shunned for being who we are and made fun of for being who we are. If we open up about our feelings and emotions, we don't look like we're, you know, have lobster ears growing out of our heads. I don't think lobsters have ears, but lobster claws growing out of our heads. We don't want that. We want somebody who's willing to be open with us, fun, communicative, who's willing to be physical with us sexually. That's what we want. We want that kind of partner. Somebody we can be like, this person's a friend of mine, a good friend, a best friend of mine, and we also, you know, like doing stuff together. Like, that's what we want. And somebody who doesn't judge us for being who we are, who doesn't make us feel bad for not being, you know, at a certain financial level. Like, we're content where we are. We're, you know, we got a good money to take care of ourselves, take care of others. Oh, we don't have $100 grand, $200 grand. Like, we don't want like somebody who's going to judge us for judge us for existing. Now she says you want a guy to be like worrying about a girl worrying about where you at. You know, you don't come home for two days. That's kind of something. Like, I'd be like, okay, maybe this person's not down for a serious relationship. A guy said it to me or a girl said to me, I don't want somebody bothering me up, blowing me up if I am, you know, not home for 2 hours. But hey, we want somebody to communicate with us. If we're like, hey, you know, I'm busy right now. Thank you for letting me know you're busy. I hope you have a good day. Or you're like, hey, I'm going to do this. You want to come with me? We want somebody to communicate with us. We want somebody to know that we're also desirable. Just like how we're going to show that you're desirable if we're really into you. So that's what we look for in women. We look for that companionship, a person who is a fun sexual partner, a person who is, you know, I like goofy. To me, it's goofy, but somebody might not be a goofy person. Somebody wants somebody who's a little more serious, but somebody who's a companion, fun sexual partner, somebody who adds peace and doesn't bring a lot of negativity to the table. We don't want somebody bringing negativity in here, and we can't be ourselves. We also want to be ourselves with our partner. We want to be able to be open and vulnerable with our partner. And because you find somebody who's you can be open and vulnerable with, and that might not made fun of or not being resented. Yeah, that's a party you want. That's how you know, like, okay, I have a good partner. But also similar lifestyles is another thing we would look for. Somebody who's into the same things that we're like, not as like the nitty gritty stuff, but like similar lifestyle, like into healthiness or into, you know, fitness or into garden, whatever the case is, whatever things you're into. When somebody had that same mind lifestyle when it comes to certain stuff, that way we can grow with that person. Like, two opposite lifestyles, we're like, okay, well, you know, I'm a night owl, I do X, Y, and Z, and you're a person who does this and go to this place, like fashion shows like that. Well, I'll go to, you know, I'll go say, you know, ADMs. We two different lifestyles. We might not be able to match up well enough, but we have a similar lifestyle, similar things we're into. That also helps a lot. So there you go. That's what we're into. So I'm gonna do it one more time. We're looking for a companion, looking for somebody who's fun and sexually, you know, fun sexual partner. We're looking for somebody who adds peace, doesn't bring in negativity, and doesn't try to like put us down. Somebody who allows us to be ourselves. The four things that guys are looking for: somebody who can share some of the similar lifestyles that we have as well, and that we can just be ourselves. That's what we want. We want a friend who's also our companion, who's also somebody we can, you know, have sexual time with and sexy time with. We just want somebody to be there and we can hold and hug, and they can hold and hug us, and we can be vulnerable with. And we want to do something for her. We want to make sure she feels like a princess, make sure she feels like a queen. We want to treat her, make sure that she's, you know, feel desirable as well, but we also want to be desirable too. We don't just be like, okay, this is all I am, just my wallet, and that's it. We want to be more than that. That's what we want. We want a partner who appreciates us for who we are. All right, next video here. This is from Sarah Rue. She said, question for guys. Let's see what she has to say.
Girls want to know the answer to. What's an instant turnoff?
When a girl checks her phone too much on the first date.
What's the first thing guys notice in a girl?
Okay, so we're gonna do it piece by piece. So an instant turn off. He said when a girl check her phone on the first date. An instant turn off is somebody who seems like they're just disinterested, who doesn't really feel like they care. If you're talking about first date, yeah, then somebody who doesn't really like care. Like, okay, I'm explaining this, and they're just kind of like, okay. Like, there's no conversation. That's an instant turn off. Okay, first thing guys notice. Let's see what he says.
Well, for me, it's appearance. What her style is, how she dresses.
Does body count matter?
Okay, appearance. Yeah, it is. I would say that's the first thing a guy knows, because we're going to see, you know, the cute face, depending on where the guy's looking at. He can be a butt guy, a boob guy, a face guy, but he probably to the, she's coming forward, probably see her face first, like, okay, she's a cute face, and then you probably skim down and back up. If he's looking from behind, you're probably going to see, like, you know, her butt's first, and then kind of skin up and skin down, and then if you walk past her, she walks past him, like, okay, wow, she's cute. Like, that's what probably, you know, appearance, I would say. Yeah, appearance and look is probably what the guy's gonna notice first, because you're not gonna know her personality at all, just from the way she looks or dress. So it'll be the look first. Yeah, I can read that. Does body count matter? Let's see what he says.
I don't think so. I mean, you're never really gonna know someone's true body count anyway, so I think as long as you just vibe with them and that's that.
Should guys pay on the first date?
Agreed. Body count doesn't matter. You're somebody worried about somebody's body type, body count, not body type, but body count. Yeah, become more mature. Become mature. People are going to have, especially nowadays, going to have a past, whether you like it or not. Body count does not matter. You're going to disregard somebody who's a good person because of the fact that they had 2 more partners than you, whatever the case may be. No, body count does not matter. So I agree with him on that. Should he pay for the first date?
Every time. Usually.
Period.
But if the girl's adamant about taking me on a date and I'm going to her favorite spot and she wants to treat, be my guest.
I
Do
agree.
guys like to
Agree with
chase
that.
or be chased?
I think guys like to chase because that's just naturally who we are. But secretly deep down, guys
I'm sorry, I paused it too
love to be
quick.
chased. Like, they want a girl to chase after them a little bit, you know? Don't make it too hard, ladies. Like, we love hard to get, but don't make it too hard.
But if she's too like quick and easy and available, is that like bad or is that?
Not at all.
Yeah, I agree. I agree with him. He says natural is actually not a natural thing. It's cultural. Cultural. I guess people was like, well, you know, man was a hunter. A man didn't. No, it's cultural. It was told guys chase, girls run kind of thing. It was a cultural thing that been taught to us that the guy chases after the girl. The guy got to go get the girl. Go get the girl. It's in movies. It's in books. It's in TV shows. It's about the chase. The guy was a nobody. He rises up above. He gets the hot girl. He's a hero amongst his friends. The hero story. It's all cultural when it comes to that. Now, and this is why guys do approaching, and women's like, well, guys not approaching me anymore because we find out sometimes we make women feel uncomfortable. We say horrible things, catcall, yet guys do that, and that becomes a narrative, and that gets put out there, and so therefore some guys are not approaching ladies as much anymore, or only doing it via dating apps because at least you know the match is there. At least you know that person's interested in you. I do agree that like men will chase. We will chase, but do we like to be chased or chased? I think it goes both ways. And then it depends on and she says what will the girl see you get up on the first date? That doesn't matter. If a guy really likes a girl, he doesn't care if you had sex on the first date, the third date, the 48th date. If he dreams likes her, then he's going to be there and try to move forward and become a relationship, establish a relationship. Now, here's the thing. If you're not comfortable having sex on the first date, do not have sex on the first date. If you're not comfortable having sex on the third date, don't have sex on the third date. Have sex when you're ready to have sex. That's when you should have sex. Not because, oh, well, if I don't have sex, he's thinking I'm not going to, you know, I'm going to be around, he's going to leave me. If a guy's using sex to be a reason why he's going to be with a girl, you don't want to be with that guy. He's not thinking about like, oh, well, I want to have sex, and if she's not getting sex, then we're not going to do it. Like, I'm out. No, it's not a requirement. Now, sexual compatibility and sexual intimacy is definitely something you need in a relationship, yes. But to be like oh, she have to have sex with me by date 3 or I'm out. That's not a requirement. And that's something that you know, want from a partner, then that's something you need to go find somebody who think the same way you do. But don't be pressured to have sex and think like, oh, well, if I don't have sex, he's gonna leave me, because that guy's gonna leave you regardless of not if sex was on the table or not. So have sex when you want to have sex. Some guys like to be chased. Yes, we do. We want to feel valued and appreciated as well, just like how we're gonna chase as well. Matter of fact, it should go back and forth. When you're courting somebody, it should be a little bit back and forth, not just fully one-sided where you don't know the person's into you. Like, that's what dating is. Get to know, to see the person and see who they into, and you guys work well together. So yeah, I definitely, me have the same mindset on a lot of stuff here. Same mindset. All right. So one more video before we start getting into the Reddits. So this is from Trav J. Barnett. Let's see what his video is.
What's the equivalent of getting a girl flowers, but for men?
Like a gas gift card, maybe a coffee. I don't know. I've never. No, I don't know.
Food, cooking them a meal when they're home from work, having things ready for them when they get home. I feel like that's like the equivalent to flowers, providing for a man as well. I know that sounds like not like feminist of me, but I mean, like, if they need something, then provide it for them.
Okay, I like her answer. Lending a hand, providing. Yeah, I like that. What's equivalent to flowers for men? Also depends on the guy. Like, it depends on the guy. Like, what would make a guy excited? Your favorite sports team, your favorite, if you guys into sports, his favorite thing in sports is guy into like anime or a TV show or whatever the case would be. However you like to relax, like to give us a moment to relax, that'd be nice. Relax, cuddles. A cuddle is a good thing for, you know, even if the dude's not a physical touch kind of guy, it can be just putting your hands on his lap or just your presence sometime being there would be nice while we do something, or do an experience, or like watching our favorite TV show, or cuddling while watching their favorite TV show, or watching the game and kind of being there by our side watching the game, or a present as far as like flowers in that sense. Yeah, providing as well, lending a hand. So I think she did a good job on that. I think that's definitely something. Cooking a meal. You want to cook ourselves? That, you know what? I love a good meal. That'd be nice. A special meal once a week. Remember our favorite meal, cook for that. But I would say sometimes it's just being there, being present and being with us while we enjoy something or watch us geek out about whatever it is may be. And we're talking about like somebody's into stocks and bonds and talking about the Wall Street market and all that good stuff. And somebody's like, oh my gosh, I love this finance and the stocks and everything. And he's geeking out. He's a finance guy. And she's like, oh, and she's into that and gives that. Sometimes that right there, that little gesture can definitely be flowers for us. Give us our flowers. All right, Reddit time. First Reddit question. I just got soft rejected, right? So I've male 25, known this girl female 27 for a few months now, and we become friends. I started to develop feelings for her, and we've gone out a few times, and I think we do have chemistry together. I was hanging out with her over the weekend and asked if she had Valentine's Day planned. She mentioned that she had a work function that day. I said that was fine because I was going to be busy with work that day anyway. Why did you ask her that question if you wasn't going to be available for Valentine's Day? Anyway, I asked her if she would be down to have a makeup Valentine's Day dinner on the weekend. Okay. She asked me what's the difference between Valentine's Day dinner and a dinner would be. Oh, what's the difference between a Valentine's Day dinner and a regular dinner? She then said she would be open to just having a dinner together. I'm still pretty new to dating, so I didn't really have an answer to that. And after that, we kind of left that topic and move on to chatting about other things. We went for a show and she ended up hugging my arm, so I just a bit confused. Was it that I didn't make my intentions clear enough? Do I just take this as a soft rejection and just keep our relationship as a friendship? Wait, but y'all went out a few times. So we gone out a few times, and I think we do have chemistry together. Okay, so you gone out a few times, but y'all haven't established a relationship. Okay, cool. And then you ask her on Valentine's Day for a Valentine's Day dinner, and she's like, "What's the difference between Valentine's Day dinner and a regular dinner?" You didn't have a question for that. Well, like, yeah, did you plan on making reservations, doing a Valentine's like thing, or would you trying to have like flowers, roses, all those, and it comes with Valentine's Day cookies and not cookies, but chocolates and all that stuff, the box of hearts? Like, you plan on doing all that on Valentine's Day, or you just like, hey, we're just gonna go get dinner? And then you said you ended up hugging my arm, so I felt a bit confused. So she held your arm while you went for a walk. She's into you, dude. She's into you. If you want to keep the relationship going and move on to find the relationship, give it a few more weeks and then define the relationship and see where she's at if you're not sure. Or you can just ask her if you're not sure, like, hey, how do you feel about us? Or what do you think where we're going with this? Ask her about that. Ask her about that, because when you do ask her about that, she's going to tell you right then and there what she's thinking, where she's at. She'll tell you, hey, I think we're good friends, and I kind of just want to keep it a friendship, which going on a few dates doesn't make you friends, but okay. Or she'll be like, hey, I want to move forward and be in a relationship with you. Let's keep it going. And you guys keep it going. So ask her. Take the moment to ask her where she's at and where she think about where you guys are at situational wise, and go from there. All right, next question. I rejected her, but can't stop thinking about her. I'm 27 male. Asked a gym girl out, 25, about a month ago. We were friends for a while, and eventually I started to feel attracted to her. I had been attracted to her for a few months, but hesitated whether to ask her out because of my busy schedule. I'm a high school teacher and have very little free time, but I like her so much. Okay. Because of our incompatible schedule, she works every day until late at night in closed restaurants. I finally decided to invite her to my place for dinner. I cooked for her. She bought ice cream too. Okay, nice little fun date. I wouldn't do it at my place, but okay. We chatted and laughed for a couple of hours and then watched a movie. All right. We made out only. Okay. She had explicitly told me that she wouldn't feel comfortable sleeping with me or anyone on a first date. Great. She kept her boundaries. I didn't mind. I told her I was willing to wait until she felt ready. Okay, good for you. I told her that I was looking forward to seeing her that week during the day, even though I knew we were going to spend very little time together. The next day, I thought better of it. I felt that if I continued with this, I would end up hurting her. I'm aware that building a romantic bond takes time, and I don't have time. I generally don't. I'm tired most of the day, and in my free time, I go to the gym, and that is my only distraction from work. I told her that she deserved love and attention, and that right now, I couldn't give it to her. She was sad, of course, but respected my decision. Now I see her at the gym several times a week. She used to be distant the first week, but after our breakup, he put quote unquote, but now she seems to feel comfortable around me. I, however, am not sure what to do. I like her. I want to get to know her better. I want to keep getting to know her. I want to be near her. I want to touch her, but I don't want to get her hopes up. Sometimes I joke and chat with her because I love to see her talk and smile. And other times I get distant and don't even look at her in the eye. I reach out to the other gym girlfriends. I reach out to other girlfriends at the gym so I don't see her and feel like crap. What? I don't know what I'm doing. Did I make the right decision? What advice could you give me on how to handle this situation? Look, man, sleep in the grave that you built. Sleep on the bed that you built. You dig this hole. You had an opportunity to meet this girl, continue to date her, but you feel like you're not ready to date. Okay, cool. Stick to your guns. Stick to that. Get to the point where you feel like you're comfortable enough to date and she's still there, a few months from now, ask her out. But right now, you said you're not ready to date. You can't flip around and say, oh, well, I really made a mistake. No, cause then what happens if something gets tough again, or you're too tired, or whatever the case would be, and you can't keep up a relationship. What are you gonna do? Just run out? You're not ready to date. Get to the point where you're comfortable with yourself, where you are able to feel confident you can date and maybe the scheduling going to be a conflict for you. Maybe that's something you just learned yourself, that maybe scheduling is something you want to date someone on the same schedule. Regardless of how you feel, if she's attractive, awesome. She's attractive, and that's great. She's going to find somebody who match her lifestyle, how she wants it, and she's going to be fine. And you need to find somebody that the lifestyle you're looking for, the lifestyle you're trying to build, and somebody who has the same schedule with you, go for it. If that's going to be an issue right now, the scheduling, it's going to be an issue 3 months from now, 4 months from now. So, and you don't force her to change her life to date you. No. Just say, hey, she's a beautiful woman. Acknowledge that. Acknowledge the fact that, like, your timing is just not right. You're not ready to date. Do not waste your time. Or you can be upfront and honest and say, hey, you know, I'm not ready to date, but I'm down for something casual. She said right there she's not looking to date, not looking to hook up on the first date. Right there and there, you know, she's not looking for anything casual. She's looking for something serious. So I wouldn't even, until you're ready and seriously ready to have a relationship and ready to be able to make that commitment, I wouldn't even approach her about it. I would just be her friend, you know, continue to, you know, make her smile. Don't avoid her. Don't be awkward. But don't give these messages like, oh, I'm in and out. Don't do that, because you're gonna look like a jerk. Be upfront and honest and say, hey, you know, I hope you find somebody the best. For me, my timing is not right, and I'm not in a good headspace to date right now. There you go. Next question. Am I wrong for leaving a date without telling him? I met a guy online, claimed to be 4 years older than me, but no big deal. I'm 24. We were interested in the same things and got along well, so we decided to meet for a drink last weekend. I went to the bar and was looking for him. Then I seen him, but he looked different, older. I went over and met him, and he looks different than his pictures. And he said, oh yeah, those pictures are a few years old. God, come on, man. I said, but you're 28, right? He said he's actually 42. Holy crap. Okay. But age is just a number. Oh my gosh. He's lying right off the bat. I got the ick so said I forgot my phone in the car and left. He messaged me asking where I was, and I said I went home, that I'm not into older guys or being lied to. Okay, good for you. He said I was shallow and that why he didn't say his real age. No, you wasn't being honest. Honestly, I thought the whole thing was funny, so I told my friend. She said, I'm mean for just leaving a date and not even telling him. That maybe he was a nice guy and I was being judgmental because of his age. I'm not into guys that much older. People can do what they want, but it's not for me. Am I wrong for leaving? One, he's lied right off the bat. He's 42 years old and he says he's 4 years older than you. 42 and 28 are two completely different age ranges, age gap. He lied right off the bat. And I wouldn't want to date somebody who's lying off the bat, like who's not being upfront and honest about who they are. He was just looking for a hookup and looking to hook up and see how the night goes. Which you was not. You were looking for something serious and you're looking to date somebody. I don't say you're looking for something serious. I want to put that into your pocket. But you was definitely looking for somebody around your age or a little bit older, but not, you know, a whole decade older. So was you wrong for leaving? I don't know. At least tell him. I guess you could have told him, hey, I'm leaving. But you said you forgot your phone in the car and just left. I would say, hey, you know, I don't feel comfortable with this situation. I'm going to leave. And he can probably be like, you know what? You're being shallow. Age is just a number. This is why I did this. But heck, you lied right off the bat. It's not about the fact that you're 42 years old. It's about the fact that you lied. I wasn't interested in dating a 42-year-old. If you was, you know, being upfront and honest, you was 28 years old, I would have been here for this relationship. But the fact that you're 42 and then say you look like your picture, so I'm getting catfished as well. You're not being honest with me. I want to date somebody who's going to be honest with me. So you're in your right to definitely leave that date early. You're right to end that date. How to go about it. I would say the more mature thing to do with somebody who's being immature and understand that you're going to get some immature blowback, which definitely did. It would have been, hey, you know what? Thank you for coming here tonight. I appreciate you taking the time out of your day. I don't see this going anywhere. I'm sorry. To me, it wasn't about the age, but it was about the lying that bothered me the most. And I'm going to end this. A retrospective, that's the way to do it and handle that in a respectful and graceful way. I'm going to end the night. Wish you the best. Have a good one. That also take a lot of guts. And I understand that. That's the way to do it, because you don't know how that night's going to end. I wouldn't want to stay there the whole night because I don't know what he's up to, what's under his cards. So yeah, it's great that you did that. I'm glad y'all made a public area, but it's great that that's a better way to do it. As far as leaving the date early, I don't see an issue leaving the date early, but how you did it, just up and left like that, and not say that you're leaving, I can see that can be rude, yes, but he was also not being honest and truthful, and that's a scary situation. So I completely understand that, and I think by you leaving it early was fine. I think you definitely could have handled it with more grace. But hey, he lied, and that's not cool. All right, guys, thank y'all for watching this episode of Nerdy Dating. I appreciate y'all. I hope you have a good night, a good day, a good morning, wherever you're watching this. Keep being awesome. I love y'all, and see y'all next episode of Nerdy Dating. Thank you for watching this episode of Nerdy Dating. I really appreciate it. If there's another episode you want to watch, you can look at it right there. If you want to subscribe to the page and watch more content, it's down here. Also, you have a question about dating you want to put in the comment section, go ahead and do it. Or you can send me your dating question to my email of alizakkanerdydating@gmail.com. That's alizakkanerdydating@gmail.com. And I will answer your question on the next episode of Nerdy Dating. Thank you so much for watching the show. I appreciate you, and keep being awesome.